folks, it's Jason, JTL, Painfully Honest Tech, and today I have for you some camera goodness for some disappointing reasons. So I went out today, and as if it were to celebrate 10,000 subscribers, which just happened this morning, and thank you, and that's crazy. I went out today and I bought this camera, but I bought it sort of because I had to. I usually shoot with the Panasonic Lumix G7, and while making a video earlier this week, something happened. The SD card got a little bit stuck, and so as I pulled it out, part of the SD card broke off. Now here's an SD card. It's a 16 gigabyte SD card, but that doesn't matter. It's not the one that broke, but I just want to show you. So there's this little piece right here, and the one that I was using there was a lip that went all the way across, and I guess the little tines that do the connection between the SD card and the camera kind of grabbed it and then popped off the lip. So it was underneath the tines. I ended up being able to get it out, and I thought, hey, I'm a genius. This is, like, so awesome. But unfortunately, it still wouldn't read any SD cards for reasons unknown. So I had to send it back to Panasonic. Little funny story about Panasonic. I went to their webpage. They said they had live chat. I tried to get on live chat for a couple of hours. And even though it was during the business hours that they stated they had live chat, no one was there to chat. So I ended up looking a little bit further, and they say, hey, if you really want to reach us, you can tweet us, which I've never really experienced as like a suggested customer service avenue. I have done that with companies before, but just never really seen it put that way. So I tweeted them. It took a day for them to get back to me, and they said, you need to send it to this facility so we can see if it see what's wrong with it. So I go to the link that they send me, and all it really says is, please send everything to this address, someplace in Texas. There's no like return authorization or RMA or any of that kind of stuff. It's just like, send it to this address in a box. Make sure that you pack it well. We're not responsible for damage. Anyway, little aside. I thought that was interesting. But so I kind of waited until the weekend because I'm doing all these videos and I'm doing this work, and I decided to get the Sony A6300. There are things that I like about this camera compared to my Panasonic, and things that I don't like. One thing that I like about this camera is it has audio in, which is important to me. I need that. It still shoots 4K, which I've been shooting most everything in 4K except for, well, you might be wondering, how is it that I've been recording videos with my G7 if I can't get an SD card to read it? Well, I've been sitting here. I use the Cam Link from Elgato and the Stream Deck from Elgato to record everything in OBS. So the Cam Link is just a little dongle, and it plugs into a USB 3 port. It has a female HDMI input, and it will connect any camera to the computer, and the computer will see it as a webcam. And it also has it's also a capture device, which is cool. And I've used Elgato stuff in the past and really like them as a company. Really like this Cam Link because it was literally plug and play. If you want to connect your camera and get something a little bit better than a webcam, and you have an HDMI out, clean HDMI out with none of the, you can take off all the lettering and stuff that's, the settings, I guess, that you see when you're looking at the screen, then you can do that. If you want people to see that stuff, you could leave it too. But yeah, I've been for the better part of this week, I've been recording straight from the camera into the computer, and then triggering everything with the Stream Deck, which is basically a macro keypad that will do a bunch of different things. So I can trigger the intro for the channel. I can trigger different scenes. So right now I'm on a full screen, and then I go to multi-window. Now I'm back to full screen. And I'm just barely scratching the surface. I got this up and functional so that I could use it to do the video stuff. And honestly, I kind of like this setup. However, I usually record facing this way, and my backdrop is my computer and desk and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's not as good looking back there. Yeah, this is my studio, and I have it set up for camera to look this way. Anyway, so I went out to the Best Buy, and I found actually it was a better price than this, 10% off of this, the Sony A6300. So let's open it up. Doesn't have any of the, it's an open box. It's the Wild West. Doesn't have any literature. I don't know if I'll be able to figure out how to use it. It has a tiny USB power plug. It has a Sony strap with the alpha symbol on it. And then this is the camera itself. It's interesting. I don't know how that Sony strap would ever clip onto these, because it's not made to clip onto this. I think somebody may have taken pieces off of this, and Best Buy didn't realize it. It did come also. The reason it was so cheap was it didn't have a battery, so I had to buy a battery, but I still got a better deal than on the other ones that they had for open box. It is a nice camera. I've had the A5000 in the past. I'm hoping I can just basically switch from using the G7 to using the A6300 and not suffer any sort of growing pains, or be able to just keep going with the videos. Because as you've seen, I'm trying to get some videos out. I'm trying to get videos out once a day. As the channel started growing, I thought, well, make hay when the sun shines and start putting out more videos. So that's what I'm trying to do. And hopefully this won't be any kind of impediment to me in doing that. Originally, I was just going to get something much cheaper and sort of do the Best Buy rental, but I decided, partially because it's 10,000 subscribers and maybe I want to treat myself to something, and partially because if I'm going to buy something, I might as well spend good money as opposed to just shelling out money for something that I don't want, and that would probably degrade the quality of what I'm able to do. Recording into the computer, I can't do 4K, but I am doing 1440, and that seems to be good enough. And so I picked this up. It seems like a good camera. It's got a screen. The only bad thing about this camera really is that the screen doesn't flip out. It just does that. So I won't be able to monitor here, but I can see myself here. But I don't want to look over there when I'm making videos, do I? Anyway, I need to figure out how this thing works too, because I really have no freaking clue. I don't have a memory card in it right now, so I can't try it out. But Sony A6300 is going to stand in place of the Lumix G7 while I send it off to get repaired, hopefully. And hopefully, since I haven't had the Lumix for more than, I think I've had it for 10 months, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, hopefully it's covered under warranty. But I got this open box as well, so I don't know. Open box and Best Buy that's my jam. I go to Best Buy and I try and get everything that I can open box and get a good deal on it. Like, basically you just ask the floor manager, like, hey, can you give me something better on this? And most of the time they'll give you like 10% off. So 10% of this, where it was marked, was $79, which more than paid for the battery that I had to buy to replace the battery that was not in the box. And there's also not the little clips here, which is fine. Anyway, so that's what I did. 10,000 subscribers, thank you. Brand new camera so that I can keep churning out the videos, a little bit about how I set up and go into the computer as opposed to record to an SD card, a little bit about how you can use the Stream Deck. I'll put up links to all these things and you can check them out down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this setup as opposed to the setup that I was using before the camera broke. And yeah, just talk to me down in the comments. I'm curious to know because this is a much easier setup to use than turned around this way. At least it has fewer steps when doing the video stuff. Like basically it's already in the computer. I just drag it into Premiere Pro and I start editing and everything goes much more smoothly. Anyway, I've been talking longer than I planned to, so I'll just say thanks for being here. Thanks for 10,000 subscribers. I've said thanks for that like 3 times. Never expected it to happen this quickly. My name's Jason, sometimes known as JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech, and until the next time, I'm out.